here at Consensus Miami, and I am with Joseph Chee. He is Executive Chairman of Solana Company. And now this is a company that is combining public markets with crypto infrastructure to build what they call token stock synergy. And Joseph, it's great to see you in Miami, but just a few months ago, you were also at Consensus Hong Kong.
Correct.
And you gave an amazing interview on CoinDesk Live where you were talking about digital asset treasury, or DApp 2.0, why APAC, as you see this is a huge region in terms of growth, and also Solana's supercycle. So for anyone who was unlucky enough to miss your interview, do you want to just give us a baseline, the quick version? What is this all about? Why are you so committed to the vision, and how are you going to achieve it?
Yeah, I've been telling people that Solana, the next supercycle for Solana, is going to happen in Asia. I think like any new technology, the mass adoption have to happen with everyone. Like, to understand this whole concept very simply, at some point, if all of us are using a blockchain-based wallet for a lot of things we do on a daily basis, then I think we are there. We're probably still quite a few years away, but I think the beginning, we can see that now. And similar to Internet, Web 2.0, this is to me like 2002, 2003, Web 2.0. I think this mass adoption by people is going to define the moment that crypto is going to be part of everyday life, right? And Asia, with this 5 billion people, and then also some, early adopters of technology. I'm sure you see that. I think in Asia, even the older folks like my parents, they adopt new technology a lot faster than anyone else. And then on top of that, if you look at the big countries like Vietnam, India, China, they produce a lot of STEM students, like millions of it, tens of millions of it every year. And I think combined the three countries, more than 10 million per year. And these are very technical savvy young generation. Not only do you adopt new technology, they are built on top of new technology. And I think ever since the blockchains are brought from under the table to on top of the table, become the financial infrastructure for Wall Street, and everything's moving very fast in the US, but APAC's a bit slow, but it's going to catch up. When they catch up, you're going to catch up in a big way. And then you're going to see more users in that part of the world. At the moment, more than 50% of the crypto users are in Asia. And a lot of them are still in the space for fun, for speculation. But I think the most sustainable part of this industry growth is happening, which is utility driven, right? And people are going to use the technology. And since Consensus in Hong Kong, I've been spending a lot of time with a lot of major financial institutions and corporates in APAC. And one interesting thing I noticed is that when we talk about Solana, we talk about blockchain, no one ever mentioned or asked questions about prices of Solana. They're talking about how the technology is going to be incorporated into their system, right? I mean, the fast, scalable, cheap, those are important, but equally important, it has to be compliant, has to be predictable, operationally stable, right? It has to be safe and secure. And then on top of that, it has to provide the kind of, meet the kind of reporting requirements that's, for internally and also for their regulator. And this is the kind of conversations ongoing with them, not about prices of Solana, not about, when's this the whole crypto industry price is going to go back up. It's like, how we want to build end-to-end workflow to adopt this technology. How do we do it safely?
You've talked a lot about that in terms of the need for real use cases. So you're saying institutions in APAC are actually building now, which is, they're coming at it from a utility-driven aspect. What are they actually building?
Depending on institutions. I guess there are a lot of major financial institutions around APAC, and some revolves around payments. And stablecoins is a big topic, right? Various countries are issuing their regulations and giving licenses out to stablecoin issuers. Hong Kong just did give it to HSBC and Standard Chartered, right? The note issuance bank in Hong Kong. And I think you'll see more of that coming through across APAC. So payments revolves around digital money, stable coins, a lot of institutions that sort of serve that part of the world where I think a lot of exporters, a lot of branded branded companies sell products globally, cars, batteries, anything that you use every day, to emerging markets. I think they're seeing more and more of the payments that they receive in the form of crypto. And for the time being, a lot of this company can't deal with crypto yet.
Yeah.
So the payment companies are, this bunch of institutions are helping the normal corporates in taking crypto and turning them into something that's more acceptable to them, right?
Got it.
And that's one a group of financial institutions that's sort of helping normal corporate dealing with crypto at the moment. And then there's a second piece. This is the payment side of it, and then the asset side of it. There's a lot of asset managers, banks, they want to get their cash management products onto the chain, right? And everyone can see it. This volume of stable coins and digital money over time is going to increase and going to end up in the hands of many different corporates, individuals, SMEs. They need products to manage this pile of digital money. And major financial firms across Singapore, Hong Kong, Seoul, Korea, Vietnam, Indonesia, they're all trying to get the kind of product they think that will be popular in the future onto the chain. And in order to do that, it's a major project internally, right? They need to figure out how to deal with regulators, how to explain to the boss, how to make sure that the operation, the IT infrastructure fits, can work with this. And then they also need to work out with legal compliance and to make sure that also risk management department to make sure everything is proper, right? There's a lot of things going on and it's accelerating.
Well, that might dovetail very nicely into my next question, because I wanted to ask about the big partnership announcement that you had on stage just earlier this morning with Jito Foundation. Now, you described Solana Company as a service provider in this partnership. I wanted to drill down a little bit more on that. What does that actually mean? Like, what will you be doing day to day with Jito?
I know. I think a lot of times when I talk about this, put together a slide, and people say, how's that different from the rest of the DATs happening, like forward, whatever, in the US and elsewhere? I think what's different here is that in APAC, there's like a white space. And then people are sort of fast accelerating from, I think for the US to get to where it is today, for Wall Street, and all the major firms, major banks, to move towards tokenization, stablecoin payment, and all that. It's a long path to sort of walk through, right? Back and forth, a lot of debates, and getting the regulations in place, and the Clarity Act still not out because it's still, they have to sort of agree on what to do. But Asia at the moment is sort of like, they have it easy. Like they are sort of moving on from this, trading, speculation use cases. All of a sudden, they're hopping onto institutional use cases. Because, when the US is doing it, and everyone else feels like they have to do it, and there's no argument now. Across every regulator across APAC, it's like they are doing it, they're doing the fights, all the issues that we should be debating, they are debating it, right? So we could fast forward, just skip through a lot of hassles and noise and get to just adopt the technology, right? And that is happening, I think, in Asia. And working with Jito is important. I think what we are focused on, because for us to access 5 billion people across APAC, and as a Solana company, I don't have an army of people, right? I had to go through B2B2C. And the best way to go through this is actually B2B2C, because there are 21 countries in APAC, and then about maybe 10, 15 are actually significant and important for our purposes. And then every country has their own regulator, their own set of regulations. The best way to work through this is work with the regulated entities in these different countries and work through them to access the mass public. And that's our strategy. And then we think that this is an opportunity that's available to us, but not available to other DATs, right? And we want to take advantage of that, not only to build business, like build additional sources of revenue, at the same time we want to build long-term partners, because these are major financial institutions. For example, Mirae, who just invested in us last week, is an $800 billion US dollar asset manager. And they want to tokenize some of the products, not only in Korea, in Indonesia, in Singapore, and eventually in India, and different places, right? And a partner like that, they can be our shareholder. They can also be our customer for us to help them project manage and get their asset onto the chain. At the same time, if they end up acquiring a fair amount of Solana, we could stick with us with the new business that we're building under Pacific Backbone, this new APAC focus, staking and validation business. And over time, a lot more other businesses can be built on top of it, because what we're building, for example, what we announced about a couple of months ago with Camino and Anchorage, this specific vault arrangement where we could get the DeFi return, but none of our collateral, none of our souls leaving our custody. This is the kind of solution I think major institutions across APAC will be more comfortable doing than the traditional DeFi protocols that are being offered in the market, right? We are going to very focus on this. And I think we could build a new line of business that's have recurring revenue and very sticky partners and clients.
That's super interesting. It's obviously a multifaceted platform. I can see you're so clear on your strategy and so committed to the execution. So I'm definitely going to be watching this space, and I'll be interested to see how Solana Company gets on in years to come. Have an amazing Consensus Miami.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you back home in APAC.
Absolutely.